A very good afternoon to you and many thanks for joining us. You're watching News Update coming to you live on Politics and Business Television, Abuja. My name is Omike Joseph Matthew. Justice Obiora Egwatu on Thursday stepped aside from presiding over the Federal High Court's asset forfeiture suit involving a former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami's son, and two others, citing personal reasons. Egwatu told the court he could no longer continue with the matter shortly after counsel for the parties announced their appearances. The judge directed that the case filed be sent to the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court for reassignment. The recusal comes amid a high-stakes legal battle over 57 properties valued at about 213.2 billion naira, which Justice Emeka Ikwete had ordered to be temporarily forfeited to the federal government last month. The interim forfeiture granted on January 6 followed an ex parte application by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, which insists the assets are suspected proceeds of unlawful activity linked to Malami and his sons. The portfolio includes university buildings, hotels, plazas, filling stations, residential estates, and large tracts of land in Abuja, Kebbi, Kano, Kaduna states, all of which the EFCC says are reasonably suspected to have illicitly acquired. The All Progressives Congress and the New Nigerian People's Party have rejected proposed visa bans and asset freezes recommended by United States lawmakers against former Kano State Governor Senator Rabi Kwankwaso, as well as the Maiti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria and Maiti Allah Cattle Hore over alleged violations of religious freedoms in Nigeria. The proposed sanctions are contained in a bill titled the Nigeria Religious Freedom and Accountability Act of 2026, introduced in the U.S. House of Representatives by Representative Moore. Reacting to the developments, the APC criticized the proposed sanctions, arguing that mere allegations should not be enough to restrict Kwankwaso's freedom of movement without due process. The party's director of publicity, Bala Ibrahim, described the United States as a global symbol of democracy and urged its government not to take action based solely on unproven claims, stressing the need for fairness and adherence to democratic principles. Troops of the Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Harden K have killed 16 terrorists and rescued 11 kidnapped victims during coordinated operations in Borno State. The troops engaged the insurgents at the Gidan Kaji axis along the Maiduguri-Damboa road, neutralizing 16 of them and forcing several others to flee with injuries. They also recovered more than 20 bicycles, weapons, and other supplies critical to terrorist operations. In a statement on Wednesday, the information officer at the Headquarters Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Harden K, Lieutenant Colonel Sani Uba, disclosed that troops had earlier repelled an ISWAP attack on a military base. He explained that on the 9th of February 2026, soldiers working in collaboration with the Civilian Joint Task Force launched a counter-offensive along the Kumala axis in Kondungu local government area. The troops pursued the retreating terrorists up to the Gidan Kaji axis, where they killed 16 insurgents and forced others to flee in disarray. The Chief of Army Staff, Sunday Aneke, on Wednesday declared that any personnel of the Armed Forces of Nigeria caught planning or attempting to displace the current democratic government in Nigeria will face the full wrath of the law. Aneke and Air Marshal also described the recent alleged coup plot against the President Bola Tinubu-led government by some military personnel as something shameful, shocking, and wholly reprehensible. The top military officer who stated this at a strategic meeting with the commanders currently ongoing at the headquarters of the Nigerian Air Force Abuja insisted that the major role of the military is to support the civil authority.